Welcome to Primeval Scope, where we unveil the hidden mysteries of the prehistoric world through the lens of modern scientific discovery. Travel back 66 million years to the Late Cretaceous period, a world teeming with life and dominated by colossal reptilian titans. On these fertile plains, one creature stands out as a masterpiece of evolution, built for survival in an era of apex predators. They walk with a heavy, deliberate rhythm, shaking the ground beneath them as they traverse the landscape in search of fresh vegetation. This is the Triceratops, a name that literally means three-horned face, a fitting title for one of history's most recognizable dinosaurs. Resembling a living, armored tank, this herbivore was equipped with biological weaponry that made even the fiercest carnivores hesitate before attacking. Above the eyes, two massive brow horns could grow up to 1 meter long, capable of inflicting fatal wounds on any attacker. Behind these horns lies a massive frill, a shield of solid bone that protects the vulnerable neck from the jaws of predators. Weighing as much as a school bus, their low center of gravity made them nearly impossible to knock over during a confrontation. These horns were not just static ornaments. They were tools of survival that required maintenance to remain sharp and ready for battle. As they migrated across the ancient continent of Laramidia, they moved as a cohesive unit, relying on numbers for safety and strength. Their vision was adapted to detect movement from a distance, allowing them to spot a stalking Tyrannosaurus rex before it got too close. Scars found on fossilized skulls tell stories of violent clashes, proving that these animals frequently engaged in combat to survive their brutal world. Despite their massive size and heavy armor, biomechanical studies suggest they could move with surprising agility when threatened by a sudden danger. For a long time, paleontologists viewed them simply as solitary tanks, but new evidence points to complex social behaviors within the herd. Imagine a creature the size of an African elephant, but built closer to the ground, with a skull alone measuring 8 feet long. The skull of the Triceratops is one of the largest and most striking evolutionary structures ever developed by any land-dwelling animal. Recent fossil impressions revealed their skin was covered in unique hexagonal scales, providing a tough hide that was difficult to penetrate. Life on the plains was not just about fighting predators. They also had to deal with the constant annoyance of biting insects. Young Triceratops looked quite different from adults, with backward curving horns that would slowly reorient themselves as the animal matured into adulthood. Their sense of smell was acute, a vital tool for locating food sources and detecting the scent of predators miles away. As the seasons changed, these mobile fortresses migrated across the continent, following the rains and the growth of fresh, nutritious vegetation. Surviving in this environment required resilience, and the Triceratops was built to endure the toughest conditions nature could throw at them. But the massive frill served a purpose beyond defense. Modern science suggests it was a vibrant billboard for communication and display. The frill was rich with blood vessels, allowing the animal to flush blood into the skin to create vivid color displays. Instead of immediate violence, they engaged in ritualized displays, sizing each other up to establish dominance or attract a potential mate. Much like the tail of a peacock, the frill was likely a key factor in sexual selection, signaling health and genetic strength. Often, these visual contests were enough to settle disputes, saving energy and preventing unnecessary injury in a world full of dangers. Beyond display, this large surface area acted as a solar panel or a radiator, helping the massive dinosaur regulate its body temperature. In the cool mornings, they could turn their frills toward the sun, warming their blood quickly to become active before other reptiles. Conversely, during the scorching midday heat, the frill allowed excess heat to escape, preventing the massive animal from suffering heat stroke. The edges of the frill were lined with triangular bones called epiccipitals, which changed shape and orientation as the dinosaur aged. This dramatic transformation throughout their life cycle was so extreme that scientists once mistook young Triceratops for a completely different species. Some researchers believe the large skull acted as a resonance chamber, amplifying low-frequency sounds used to communicate over long distances. Visual signaling was crucial in a noisy environment, allowing the herd to coordinate movement without alerting predators to their exact location. Play fighting among juveniles helped them learn the limits of their strength and the importance of protecting their most vital assets. Fossils showing healed injuries on the frill prove that while it was a sensitive organ, it was also tough enough to withstand damage. We must imagine them not as drab, grey monsters, but as colorful, social animals with complex interactions comparable to modern birds. A specialized ball and socket joint connected the head to the neck, granting them surprising flexibility to wield their massive headgear. Enormous neck muscles anchored to the back of the frill provided the sheer power required to lift and swing their heavy skulls. Sometimes, a sudden flash of color and size was all that was needed to assert dominance, without engaging in risky physical combat. Seen from a distance, a group of resting Triceratops would look like a confusing mass of patterns, making it hard to isolate individuals. The silhouette of the Triceratops is iconic, a testament to how evolution crafted a structure that served so many vital functions. As the sun rises, the herd turns its attention to their primary daily activity, consuming massive amounts of food to fuel their bodies. Their mouth ended in a sharp, parrot-like beak, a precise tool designed for snipping through the toughest and most fibrous prehistoric plants. Unlike grazing cows, they were selective browsers, using their beak to shear off specific parts of plants that other herbivores couldn't process. Inside their jaws lay a marvel of engineering. Dental batteries containing up to 800 teeth, arranged to act like powerful shearing scissors. They didn't chew side to side like mammals. Their jaws moved vertically, slicing through tough palm fronds and cycads with mechanical efficiency. Their low stance didn't limit them. They acted as ecosystem engineers, knocking down trees and clearing paths for smaller animals to follow. The juveniles benefited from the destruction caused by the adults, gaining access to high-quality food that they couldn't yet harvest themselves. A passing herd would transform the landscape, pruning the forest and preventing any single plant species from dominating the ecosystem. During dry spells, their horns served as digging implements, helping them unearth nutrient-rich roots and tubers hidden beneath the hard surface. They possessed fleshy cheeks, a crucial adaptation that allowed them to hold food in their mouths while processing it for digestion. Digesting such fibrous material required a massive fermentation system, turning their large bellies into biological processing plants for energy. Water was just as critical as food. These massive animals required huge quantities of water daily to maintain their immense metabolism. Watching them feed and drink reveals a peaceful side to these giants, a sharp contrast to their fearsome reputation as warriors. They likely shared symbiotic relationships with smaller creatures, allowing birds to clean their skin while providing an extra set of eyes. Their bite force was substantial, allowing them to exploit food sources that were too hard or tough for other herbivores to eat. By clearing dense undergrowth, they inadvertently created pathways and clearings that benefited the entire community of the Cretaceous plains. They were the ultimate landscaping machines of their time, shaping the evolution of plants through their voracious and selective appetite. Learning what to eat was a survival skill. Juveniles had to quickly master the art of foraging to grow into healthy adults. In times of abundance, the plains were a paradise. But the tranquility of the Cretaceous was always fragile and easily broken. A sudden shift in the wind brings a scent that every herbivore fears. The peaceful grazing is about to come to an abrupt end. The herd's mood shifts instantly. The matriarch senses danger, her instincts honed by years of survival on these unforgiving plains. A low-frequency vibration travels through the ground. It is the unmistakable footfall of the ultimate predator, the Tyrannosaurus Rex. With a thunderous bellow, the alarm is sounded. Panic is not an option. Immediate, coordinated action is their only defense. The young instinctively rush toward the adults. They know that isolation means death, and their safety lies in the center of the herd. In a display of remarkable social intelligence, the adults move to form a defensive perimeter, a living fortress of bone and muscle. They create the legendary defensive circle. Shoulders locked together, horns facing outward, they present an impenetrable wall to the approaching threat. Inside the ring, the vulnerable calves are shielded from sight and attack. The survival of the next generation is the herd's priority. The predator emerges. A full-grown Tyrannosaurus rex, 6 tons of pure aggression, looking for a weakness in the wall of horns. It roars, a terrifying sound designed to scatter prey. But the Triceratops hold their ground, unmoving and silent in their defiance. Their strength lies not in individual power, but in unity. Against this phalanx of spears, even the king of dinosaurs hesitates. The predator circles, probing for a gap, a sick animal, or a moment of hesitation. But the wall of shields remains unbroken. A large male stomps the ground, signaling that he is ready to charge. The message is clear: attack us, and you will die. Predators calculate risk versus reward. The chance of being impaled by 3-foot horns makes this meal too expensive to pursue. With a final growl of frustration, the tyrant turns away. The defensive circle has succeeded, proving that unity can overcome brute force. They do not break formation immediately. Patience is a survival trait. They wait until the vibrations of the predator's footsteps fade completely. Slowly, the tension breaks. The circle opens and the calves emerge, safe for another day, thanks to the unwavering courage of the herd. This dramatic dance of predator and prey played out daily on the prehistoric stage, driving the evolution of these magnificent armored giants. As night falls, the knights of the plains rest. They have survived another day in one of the most dangerous epochs in history. Millions of years later, their fossilized remains tell us their story. We piece together their lives from bones turned to stone. Each discovery reveals new details about their growth, their behavior, and their environment, painting a more complex picture of these ancient animals. They were not alone. They were a keystone species in a vibrant world, shaping the environment and supporting a complex web of life. Through science and imagination, we breathe life back into these bones, allowing us to witness the grandeur of the Triceratops once more. They endured storms, droughts, and predators. They were survivors, adapting to a changing world right up until the very end. Their reign was ended not by a better competitor, but by a cosmic catastrophe that changed the course of life on Earth forever. But before the darkness fell, they were the undisputed kings of the herbivores, a pinnacle of biological engineering and evolutionary success. They vanished from the Earth, leaving behind only their bones as a testament to their existence. But their legacy endures in our curiosity. Today, they continue to inspire wonder in generations of humans, standing as silent guardians in the halls of museums around the world. So let us remember them not just as fossils, but as living, breathing creatures, the knights of the plains, noble and resilient. From their complex social lives to their formidable defenses, the Triceratops remains one of the most fascinating chapters in Earth's history. Their story is a reminder of the incredible diversity of life that our planet has fostered over millions of years of evolution. Thank you for joining us on this journey back in time. The world of the past is vast and full of secrets. If you enjoyed this glimpse into the life of the Triceratops, please like this video and subscribe to our channel for more. We have many more stories to tell, from the depths of the ancient oceans to the skies ruled by giant pterosaurs. Your support helps us bring these ancient worlds back to life. Stay curious, keep exploring, and never stop wondering about our past. This has been a production of Primeval Scope.
Until next time,
Keep your eyes on the horizon and your mind open to discovery. Even now, life continues to thrive on the very ground where these giants once walked, a continuous chain of existence spanning eons. The Triceratops was just one member of a diverse family of horned dinosaurs, each with its own unique headgear and story. Their domain stretched across what is now Western North America, a land that was once a lush subtropical island continent. While we may never know their exact colors, science allows us to dream and imagine the vibrant reality of their ancient world. The plains are silent now, but if you listen closely to the wind, you might just hear the echo of their thunderous footsteps. We will see you in the next chapter of Primeval Scope.